Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it is time for another daily dose of Dismal Disney.
It is.
We haven't done those in a couple of days.
So this one's really funny because like Disney somehow managed to traumatize a whole bunch of kids at the screening of Frozen 2.
Yeah. Wow.
This is coming out now, and how we're finding out about it is because Josh Gad put it in his new book. In Gad We Trust, which, come on, dude.
Gad We Trust?
Gad We Trust. Really, dude?
Wow.
So we've learned that they traumatized a bunch of kids.
I can't believe it. So this has come from Entertainment Weekly. We're gonna talk about this, but it's so funny. It says, Gad says, you couldn't tell if we were recording a sequel to Frozen or Sophie's Choice. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's out of context, but yes.
Wow. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this, and this might this is a theory. We don't know if this is the case, but Jennifer Lee, after Frozen 2, she kind of got demoted.
Well, it wasn't right after Frozen 2. It was like last year or the year before. I don't think it was tied to Frozen 2 so much as just underperformance in general. But basically, she supposedly was stepping down just to focus on the Frozen films and not be in charge anymore, which I think it was a matter of a number of things, but she's now still working on the Frozen sequels. If it was because of that, she wouldn't be allowed to be on the Frozen stuff.
A lot of box office bombs.
Yeah, I think that's more to do with it, honestly.
Man, I don't know. This is crazy. So I was sitting here thinking with Frozen 3 that they could go all Snow Queen and actually turn Elsa evil, and if they had such a negative reaction to this, I don't see that happening. Actually, I'd settle for an actual villain in a Disney movie again. That would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Villain is a villain because they're a villain. Yeah, just not misunderstood.
So let's talk about this. Before we get into any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You will get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to clownfishminus.com, help support the Reef, buy some merch if you wouldn't mind. Also, you can join the Reef here on YouTube. As of today, we're going to be putting our paywall content on YouTube. So if you want to join here instead, if it's easier for you, I know I've had some people reach out and they're like, hey, it's kind of hard to go to another website. I'm like, okay, fine.
That's fine. We can do that.
We can do that.
So here's what's going on. Let's go stick on this article because it has more in it.
Okay.
So apparently he put this book out, and Entertainment Weekly has some of the quotes from the book. So if you scroll down, he talks about what happened. So he said it's a memoir. Which was released a couple days ago. Okay. He said it was, go back up a minute. He said it was brutal because Jennifer Lee, who was the writer-director for Frozen 2, had him come in, and on his first day back in the studio, they recorded this Olaf death scene. Now, in Frozen 2, he kind of fades away. They explain it later, and he comes right back not long after.
Typical Disney fashion.
Right. But it was a lot more intense originally, and they traumatized children.
I haven't seen Frozen 2 yet. Was it any good?
No, I've only seen parts of it. I don't know. Ask our daughter. She's the one who watched it. I just didn't have enough give a crap. So this is Gad. Jen and I started recording the dialogue, and I couldn't get through it without sobbing. Those first recordings were brutal, and I remember feeling that we were doing something that was going to pack a serious punch. Okay?
Sophie's choice.
So he said, he said, after the first test screen, they asked her how it went. And she said, Jen is many incredible things, but a good liar is not one of them. So she put on a brave face and said, the adults loved it, but the kids were very confused and very, very sad. That's when he knew we still had a long road ahead.
Oh, but you know what? That might have actually been the way to go because I think kids need to be traumatized more now.
I even said in the article I wrote, I was like, man, I'm the wrong person to ask because when we were kids, we grew up with The Secret Nim, Dark Crystal, with Last Unicorn.
Even we had Black Cauldron.
Daryl. Yeah, E.T. I mean, like I said, we mentioned before, Care Bears were fighting a possessed book. My Little Ponies were fighting the stand-in for Satan.
Stand By Me. I used to watch Stand By Me all the time. The whole plot is kids going to find another kid's dead body.
Yeah, then we were forced to read like Bridge of Terabithia.
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, we were traumatized at a young age. They started us young. So, I mean, I kind of get where they're coming from, but I was like, man, kids today can't take anything. But back to the point. So you go down, they said during the early days of the film, none of them knew what it was about. They said the creators did a good job of keeping everything under lock and key. Okay. They giving us all what we need to know, which is what we heard for Star Wars and other places. Right. I mean, that's not unusual. So he was surprised in the first scene I ever recorded for the film would be the death of his character. So he said, I got to the studio and Jen slowly rolled me into the day's material. As I looked at the scene, the first thing I saw was Olaf begins to flurry away. And I read further, Anna sobs and Olaf looks to her for help. And I looked at Jen, wait, are we? And with tears in her eyes, oh my God, she nodded her head and said yes. God, this is so stupid.
I would have been like,
yeah, we're killing off the little fucker. What do you want to do about it? You know?
Yeah, well, I was kind of like,
stand Olaf.
oh my God, that was like,
I can't stand Josh Gad either, so.
It's like you're fired, Josh. That's how you find out that you're fired. Well, that's what happened with Transformers, the movie. Peter Cullen is like, they're recording the dialogue, and he's like, wait, they're killing Optimus Prime. And he goes to Frank Welker, because Frank Welker was fine, because he got to do Galvatron on the show, so he was fine. He did Wheelie too, and he's like, hey, I think I'm dying. I think I'm done. I think this is the end of me for the show, and that's how they told him basically, hey, yeah, we're done with you.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, so I was thinking Transformers. Another example.
Yeah.
So keep going down. I'm sorry, that's so over the top. Keep going. Anyway, so they said the original way it was written was he basically disintegrates, and it was brutal.
I don't feel so good.
Yeah, basically it was like that. And remember how kids reacted to that?
Oh my God.
By the end of the recording, there wasn't a dry eye in the room. I remember getting a FaceTime call from my wife during the session, and her response to my puffy and red eyes was, which one, I'm surprised he's a wife, is as the Lord above, what the hell are they doing to you over there? She couldn't tell if we were recording a sequel to Frozen or Sophie's Choice.
Oh
he
my
jokes.
God.
Neither could the test audiences for the original cut of the film, apparently.
My God. One
of the major issues was that Olaf's death scene was causing absolute havoc with the younger viewers. They were apparently sobbing, screaming, and fully traumatized by the extended sequence and the tone of the scene. And they said what proved too much is the fact that in the first version, Olaf himself was scared and confused what was happening.
Oh, no.
And he said the original scene was truly stunning, and he thought that in its commitment to the brutality of Olaf's naivete about all things, including dying, we had made our intended audience scared for Olaf rather than emotional. And then apparently Bob Iger told Lee, basically, Olaf is a child. You can't just willy-nilly kill a scared child because the children watching it will see themselves.
Sure you can. Walt would do it.
I mean, back in our day, they did.
Look at the rescuers. Look at what they put Penny through.
Oh, yeah, they would have totally killed a kid back in our. Daryl.
Daryl. Well, he was technically a robot.
But he was human presenting. Anyway,
he was human presenting.
Go down. So they continue. But ultimately, Lee fought to do an altered version. Well, it sounds like Iger wanted you to do an altered version in which Olaf isn't scared, but is at peace and comforts Anna. So basically, what happens is like he starts disintegrating. She's hugging him, and he's just like, he's floating away, and he turns and he says, come here, I got you, Anna says. And then he says, the thought of one thing is permanent, love. But apparently, he was like, oh my God, I'm dying. What the hell's going on? I'm dying. I'm falling apart. I'm dying. Apparently, was the original intention. God. And the kids were like, what happened, Mommy? And then they're losing their shit. And Disney thought that was a good idea.
I want to see this cut. I want to see
the audience for this cut.
Oh my God. That sounds horrible, but also I'm really fascinated now. I am morbidly curious because that is like, wow. Now I'm thinking like if they sing a little song or something. Did you remember that? It was a viral clip and they took it down. It was really morbid, but they're making fun of sick kids and they're singing this happy little song about being like, it's okay to pass away. And I'm like,
wait, what?
You didn't? No, I didn't show it to you because you would be really.
Yeah,
direct.
I would be.
But it wasn't real. But it was really morbid.
I'm just like. Well, of course, Olaf doesn't stay dead. They bring him back. They bring him back later. I mean, of course they bring him back. They're not leaving him dead.
Fuck it, I'm dying.
They need him for the sequel.
Where's my fucking face?
I know. It's
melting.
It was basically like I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark kind of situation, but like I think worse because he at least was staying kind of calm. Olaf was apparently panicking. So I'm like. I don't know.
It's like killing Elmo and he's like pulling out fistful, like Elmo gets shot on Sesame Street. He's like pull out fistfuls of stuffing like, oh no.
I know. I'm like, it's basically, yeah, like if you kill Elmo. I don't know what they were
David
thinking.
chokes the shit out of him again.
I don't know what they were thinking, but reading it it's so wrong as it is. And as a mom and teacher, I feel bad, but it's so funny because at the same time, It's like we grew up in a different era and it was like, man, they would have totally put the original version up when we were kids.
I want to see this so bad. Somebody's got to leak this. I have got to see because it was done. This scene was done because he recorded it and they screened it. It's done. It's out there somewhere. Somebody, if you have it, for God's sake, send it to me. I have to see this.
If he leaked this in his book and put this in his book, does that mean he's not coming back for the next movies? Because I can't think Disney would be very happy with him for putting this in his book.
Or it could be like, oh, we're listening to our consumers. And it's like, so here's the thing, just side tangent. And I was thinking about this because we were talking, because my daughter was like, she loves her Disney movies. Most of the movies she likes, I'm actually thinking the ones she likes the best are the ones that have the best villains.
The ones she likes the best are also the ones that most people didn't watch. Or like the underrated
Oddball,
ones,
yeah.
like Atlantis and Hercules and Tarzan and ones like that.
Yeah, she actually said Atlantis was her favorite.
Yeah, she doesn't care for Frozen, actually.
No, Frozen doesn't have a villain. That's the thing. It's just
I like Tangled better than Frozen. I said
Tangled is 100 times better than Frozen.
There, I said it.
And Frozen 2, as I understand, doesn't have a plot. I didn't actually see it, but I'm like, I had no interest in seeing it. And Wreck-It Ralph completely destroyed the first movie, and I will never watch the second one again, ever. But like, they're talking they want to do Villains Land, right? But they don't put villains in their movies anymore.
Nope. And if they do a villain, it has to be like a misunderstood.
Right. I want to see in the third Frozen, I want to see Elsa become a complete and total Snow Queen bitch. And like, she just like rips the freaking head off of Olaf and eats his carrot.
They'll allow it. They'll allow it.
Carrot.
As long as she has a girlfriend.
Yeah. Elsa, where's Olaf? Where you think he is? Take a bite of the carrot. It's like, no!
Oh my
It's like
God.
he felt all of it, Anna. How does that make you feel? He cried. Does that make you sad? Does that, kids, does that make you sad?
It's going to be skipped.
He cried and he screamed and he begged for his life like a little bitch, Anna.
You know, what's funny to me is the fact that, these people that don't want actual villains for being for the sake of villains, that they need misunderstood story elements, and that's what makes a villain, are also the first ones to label everybody else as a terrible villain with no redeeming qualities because you didn't like a cartoon they liked or a movie they liked or voted their way.
So like a lot of these people
aren't just misunderstood. You are the villain.
So they watch cartoons like Steven Universe, right? A lot of these people. And Steven Universe is all about like even the worst bad guy, you can just hug it out with them. You can get through to them if you're persistent. These people don't want to get through you. They're like, I hate you. I want you dead.
Right. It's like
Wow,
like I said, these people that are mad, that are always mad about this, and we need sympathetic villains, are the first ones to wish death upon you and think that you are literally Hitler and the worst thing they can think of because you didn't like a cartoon they liked and you're treated like more of a villain than the villains in the shows they like.
I know, right?
It is insane.
Aren't you the bad guy in your own show? Get that?
Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, the funny part was, and it's not really funny, but it is funny when you read it out loud.
I think
was
it's
that
hilarious.
Frozen 2 inadvertently traumatized a whole room full of children by killing Olaf in a way where he was scared and panicked. So basically, that means, oh my God, what's happening to me? What's happening to me, Anna? Oh, where am I going, Anna? I'm scared, Anna. What are you doing this thing? You're showing it to children. What did you think was going to happen, Jen?
Did he die in the first one?
I don't know. He keeps like turning apart and bringing him back.
He's just a snowman, right? Oh God, it'd be horrible if he had like little like snowman brains or something that was like.
No, I very doubt highly that Olaf has brains.
No, but it'd be horrifying because it'd be like, yeah, what the hell's Elsa doing that she can create sentient snow?
Well, why did she give a big ass carrot? What else is she doing?
Good question.
Are we wrapping this up?
Cold never bothered her anyway.
Apparently.
Let it snow.
We can move
Let
to other
it go.
places. Are we done?
All right. Yeah.
That'd be another thing with traumatized children, isn't it? All right.
Gonna wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.